Hey guys, what is going on? Chris and Anthony are back. Yes, Anthony is finally here.
I'm
Um,
here. Believe it.
yes, we finally got him back. So glad to have him back doing the discussion for today. So anyway, do a little recap last night and look ahead to today's four-game slate for Halloween. So happy Halloween out there. I wish the slate was a little bit bigger for Halloween, but yeah, it's four games. So
I would have expected something a little bit larger
yeah,
for
I
for
was
Halloween.
expecting at least six or seven, but anyway, it's only four, which kind of stinks. But anyway, did pretty good last night. Scored a 303, and Anthony scored a 301, if I'm right. Is that
Yeah, I think it was a
yeah.
301 too. I think.
Yeah. So anyway, we both scored, both cashed. It was a good night last night. Anyway, this is just my lineup. So anyway, we went with Curry here, even though he got in foul trouble, didn't play any of the third quarter. He still managed 32, which we want Curry to at least be at least 40 plus, but I think he only played like was it like 20 some minutes or so. So he definitely went, did pretty good for what he played. He played I guess he played 34 minutes, so never mind. But anyway, he was sitting quite a bit in that third quarter. 32, I'll take it. Curry, he's not going to be the same guy as he was last year. He's going to be sharing the ball a little bit more, but
I
still
think I
scored.
think we can agree. That's kind of surprising for such a close game for Golden State.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, I was watching that whole game, and they were just fouling everybody. Golden State was, and turnovers, and it was just terrible. So surprised they won. But next was JJ Barea, my pick of the day. I really liked him going in, and it helped that Dirk was out. So they went small against Houston. They always do. Dallas always do a small when they play Houston. So that's why I liked them so much. So 32 points. He was 5,100. I'll definitely take it. Next was James Harden. Got to have him in there in a rival game. Got a 40.9. Expecting at least 45 from him, but I'll take it. He's adapting to his new role at shooting guard. Sorry, at point guard. So, um, but it's Harden. So
Yeah, he
did have
started
to.
out slow. It looked kind of bad, but man, he does what he does, and he finishes strong in the second half.
Yep, he does. I mean, I wish he stayed hot all throughout, but still I'll still take it. Next was Klay Thompson. Oh my goodness, this guy is. Yeah, I mean, I thought if Curry was going to be out, I thought Klay Thompson would definitely step it up, but he just wasn't shooting much either, and had some bad passes. So 24 for him. Lucky he even got that many because he was just looking terrible. I think in the first quarter he had like 2 fantasy points. So yeah, it was bad. So 24, meh, I'll take it, but definitely was expecting a lot more from Klay Thompson against Phoenix. Next was KD. Man, what can you expect from this guy? 53.8. His play definitely hasn't been affected since he's been in Golden State. I'll tell you that. Um,
No,
been very consistent, but since Durant's doing so good that Curry has to take a little bit of a backseat. But anyway, next was Ennis. He was my GPP play. Got me 23.4. He had 8 points and he had 12 rebounds at the shooting guard position, which is a little interesting. 12 rebounds as a shooting guard. He is a bigger guy, but not expecting 12 rebounds from him. So when you got Gortat, Randolph down there, you think they do half decent. But next was Zach Randolph, 33.9. I thought JaMychal Green, he might have been out, but he decided to play, and Randolph still had a pretty good game, 33.9. I'll take that. He was only 9% owned in the tournament I was in, so definitely will take it. Next was David Lee. Everyone had him very chalky. Aldridge was out, 23.2. I'll take it. He was only 4,100. And then Steven Adams, had to have him in the lineup, got you 39.4. So, yep, overall pretty good night. I think I entered that 4 or 5 times, so 7 times 4, whatever, or not times, but plus was it 30 some dollars. So, I'll take it. I only put in $9. So, with that being said, guys, if you are interested in premium lineups, definitely let Anthony and I know. We will have our email in the comment section. All you have to do is just email us, and we will get you all set up on premium picks. You get 4 lineups per day. So if you're struggling in NBA, definitely hit us up. So with that being said, let's get into the four-game slate. It's not the prettiest slate we were looking at. It's kind of a GPP kind of slate tonight. So With that being said, first game we got is Sacramento and Atlanta. We got a 202.5 total and Atlanta by 7. So who you like in this one?
Well, I think right away you just kind of have to think that this is going to be a slower game than
Yep.
what Sacramento's used to playing. So I don't know if you really want to go as heavy with Sacramento players.
Yeah, maybe Ty Lawson just because he's so cheap and he's half decent. Doesn't really score much, but it does help that Schroeder's not a good defender, so maybe Lawson scores 13 points, but that's not really his kind of role. He just likes to throw assists and everything. So I think he'll get about 26 here if you need someone cheap. I don't mind it, but not much going on there. Do you like Schroeder or no?
No, I know he's really popular. He's going to be chalky for sure. A lot of people are going to have him in their lineup. I just don't really love as much of a role as he's playing this year. I mean, even though this is his team now, as far as he's the starter, I think they're still kind of figuring out where they are on offense with no Horford. I think it's definitely going straight to Millsap first.
Yeah, and they got Korver and Bazemore and Korver really haven't been doing much. So their offense really hasn't been that good. I mean, they played Washington and Philly, so not two teams that aren't that good. Washington's all right, but they still got to find it offensively. And and when Schroeder was when he started for Teague, he was a scorer, and haven't really seen that these first two games. And Lawson's a half decent defender, so I might hold off on Schroeder, even though he will be pretty popular, but I'm not really high on him here today. Do you like any of these shooting guards or no?
Probably going to end up staying away from most of the guard play in this game.
Yeah, I think Korver will be popular just because shooting guard's so bad, but I stay away from Korver. Never liked him at all. He's going to have to score like 45 real points to get you anything because he doesn't do any rebounds or anything. So definitely just living off his scoring. So if his scoring's not on, not getting you any points. So and then you got Rudy Gay, Kent Bazemore, Matt Barnes, any of these guys?
No, not looking too appealing really.
It's one of those games where it just
Yeah, to me it kind of reads like a slower game for Sacramento. So just to me, I don't really want to find too many players out of this game. Looking for on a 4-game slate, you really kind of have to hit the right game. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think Millsap will do half decent, but with Willie Cauley and Boogie in there, pretty good defenders. May limit him a little bit, but his usage is so high right now that he's still going to do half decent. You going to pay up for Cousins, or do you like Howard?
I don't think I'm going to pay up for Cousins. Howard is probably also going to be very popular on this slate, just because he's a center up there at the upper mid-range. He's been doing well this year, but I don't really see it this matchup against Boogie. Not too excited to play either of them, really. I think they kind of cancel each other out a little bit here.
I mean, if you had to, obviously, Cousins over Howard, but
yeah,
on this kind of slate, don't really have the money for that. So
no. I hope, like I said, that Howard is still popular and people are going to force him into their lineups.
Yeah, hopefully. And
I think if they do that, then they're going to end up playing Korver because he's so cheap too.
Right. So I think that mostly does that one. Don't really care for that one. So moving on, we got Chicago and Brooklyn. We got a 211 total and Chicago by 6. Surprised it's only 6. Obviously, they're in Brooklyn, but don't think that's really matters much here. Do you like Rondo, Jeremy Lin?
I think Lin more so than Rondo. I don't think Lin is much to worry about as far as defense, but I definitely think that Lin's getting more of the usage in relation to his situation with his team.
Yeah, for sure. Vasquez is out. The backup is out. Randy Foye is out again. So, the only person that Brooklyn has is Isaiah Whitehead as their backup. So, Lin's going to have to be playing a lot of minutes. I mean, probably Sean Kilpatrick might do the guard and maybe Joe Harris, but for the most part, Lin is going to have to be out there about the whole game. And as usual, his usage is pretty high so far this year. So going to be putting Lin in almost every single lineup. Shooting guard, do you like anyone here?
Yeah, that price is criminal on Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade. Yep. I don't know why
Dwayne
he's so
Wade.
cheap.
Man.
He only
I don't
played
know.
21 or so minutes last game, so maybe that's why his it's down a little bit. But look for him to rebound and get you about 30 minutes here, and probably about 30 to 35 fantasy points, which is pretty good for $6,900. Don't care for really anyone else there. Small forward, do you like Butler, Bogdanovic, McDermott?
Of course, Butler's going to be popular.
Yep.
I don't see too much competition for him out there, so I guess I don't mind him too much. But
How much are they going to need him?
yeah, that's the one thing. So maybe in a cash lineup, you go with him because
Yeah, and the other
you need to
thing,
get some points.
I was going to say, since, kind of watching Butler play, if it's a competitive game against a good team, he's going to go all out. But if it's a game like this, then he kind of, lets everyone else play and get you, he usually gets, in these kind of games, 18 points, 7 rebounds, like 6 assists. He kind of takes the back seat a little bit and lets everybody else play because shouldn't be too competitive for him. So I
Butler's
think that's
definitely
what's going to
the play
happen.
up to competition type of guy, so
Yep.
definitely.
I don't know what happened with Indy though. He only 16, 5 and 3, but I think he'll get you at least 33, 34. I mean that's Jimmy Butler. So and the other thing, there's small forward kind of sucks tonight, so you might have to pay up for him.
What happened against Indy is Paul George, and he just historically struggles against George for
He'll be going up
it's
against
just what it is.
He'll be going up against Bogdanovic, and I don't think that's going to
Yeah, a little bit of a different matchup.
little bit. McDermott, Rondé Hollis, Jefferson. I know you like Jefferson.
Oh, he's the favorite. We played him night one, and
that was it.
That was it, and
Never
that's
again.
all it'll be probably.
Never
Yeah,
again.
we got fooled into that one. So
I don't care how cheap he is. He sucks. He's so bad.
There just isn't much for him to chew off right now. So
yeah, he takes 50 shots a game, but only makes 1. So yeah, he's terrible. All right, moving on. Power forward position, we got Taj Gibson, Mr. Booker, Nikola Mirotic. Who you like out of those guys?
I don't know how you can say this about I've never seen this situation pop up, but I think all 3 are chalk.
It's just one of those nights, man. Yeah, which one's gonna be the chalkiest? I think Booker will be. Maybe Gibson, but Booker's been pretty hot. So I think Booker's going to be a little bit more popular than Taj Gibson.
Yeah.
Because of his last game, got you 38. But
shoot, it's pretty much his whole season so far. He's his price has creeped up a little bit. So you think 5,300. Oh, the first game looks not as great, but he was still down at like 42. So
yeah,
he's creeping up. So that's one thing you got to keep your eye on. But
if he stays in that range, it's fine. But if he goes up anymore, hard to take him. But yeah, I don't mind him here tonight. Not the best matchup, but he's a grinder. He's going to get those rebounds. He's a pretty good defensive player. So look for him to be half decent in this one.
One thing I do know about FanDuel is their ownership rate is pretty much factored into their pricing. So that means that a lot more people are catching on to this Booker train too. So just watch out in that situation.
Yeah, he'll be definitely a lot more owned. So if you're looking for GPP, probably not the best way to go because he'll be very popular. But center position, Brook Lopez, Robin Lopez. Who's going to win that battle?
Well, man, you know what? I don't even keep track of these guys, even though I did live in the hometown.
Right.
I think Brook's better than Robin, so he definitely gets the better of this matchup, obviously.
Year.
But yeah, this year it's like he's been nicked up. He was sat out last game.
Plus, the other thing, Justin Hamilton is taken into Brook Lopez's minutes. He's only been averaging 24 minutes these first 2 games, so Hamilton is definitely getting in there. If Hamilton was cheaper, like 4,000, oh man, I'd take him right away. But 4,900 and
it's just a little. He's one of those. He's priced right for what he is right now.
And I've been watching some of his games. He's kind of like Ryan Anderson, one of those big white dudes that just shoots the 3-point shot. That's kind of what he is. That's what the Nets team is. They're just a 3-point shooting team, even though they only make 7 out of 100 shots. So
they take as many as the Warriors and don't even make half as many.
Yeah, they're just. I was watching their one game and they were just shooting threes like crazy. It's just, I don't know why, but that's Brooklyn for you. So don't really care for this game too much. Mostly, just Butler and Wade. That's mostly all you can really look at here. Not too many other guys. Maybe Booker and maybe Taj Gibson, but pretty cash.
We talked a
So
lot about talked a lot about this game for only a couple plays.
right.
And
Moving
4 game
on.
slate, not a whole lot to talk about really.
Yeah,
So
not much at all. So, all right, moving on. We got Denver and Toronto. We got a 205.5 total, and Toronto by 7. So, surprised it's only by 7. Thought it'd be a little bit higher, but you gonna go Kyle Lowry here? You trust him? Do you not trust him?
well,
Easy matchup.
it's a really easy matchup. Moutier doesn't offer much as far as resistance.
And obviously he had a bad game last time because he played Irving, really good defender. Moutier is a very bad defender, so Lowry may
Yeah.
come do a little better here.
Historically, Irving gets the better of the matchup between those two. So, I really wasn't looking at Lowry that game at all. This game is kind of carried over at first, but then, as you look at the slate, you start realizing, man, you're just really going to need some points.
I don't see the huge upside though. I mean,
I think he's cash, but not really GPP for me.
I mean, for me, I'm looking his upside's around 37. That's I think the highest he can go.
Yeah.
I think before it's all right, but I don't see the huge upside. He's a cash play for me.
Yeah. With these stars, they're always going to be a cash play, but they don't really maybe offer GPP upside, which is funny because you talk about scrubs and you say GPP only, but sometimes these stars are cash only. So I think that's one of these situations.
Yeah, but don't trust him in GPPs. Then moving on, shooting guard, you got DeMar DeRozan, Will Barton. Who you like there?
I think I kind of have to go with DeRozan here.
He's been unreal.
Yeah.
He's taking almost 30 shots a game.
And that kind of, ties into the Lowry situation where Lowry's kind of gotten off to a slow start this year, and DeRozan has had to kind of take the reins here. It's no secret. I mean, they're very disappointed by what happened last year in the Eastern Conference Finals. They're looking to get back there. They're here to take care of business. So if one guy isn't getting it, you can really expect the other guy to be trying to step up. And I think that's the kind of situation going on with DeRozan.
Yeah, so, I think he'll have a heyday against Will Barton. So,
yeah.
Barton's not a good defender. If it was Gary Harris, a little bit better defender, but Barton just sucks. I mean, he's bad.
Yeah.
Do you like Barton or no against
DeRozan? No way. You can't play anybody really against DeRozan defense.
I think he'll be popular, though, because people will be like, oh, look, he's been half decent this year. So
Will Barton is everybody's favorite GPP play, and I don't get it.
Nope. Definitely not here against Toronto. Moving on, we got Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, Damari Carroll. You like any of these guys?
No, I think we talked about this earlier where, Gallinari, you don't really want to play him against Carroll defense.
Nope.
And then Carroll, in a game against Cleveland, he was out on the court a lot because he was playing up against LeBron. He's the featured scorer for Cleveland. He's obviously like the best guy in the league right now, one of the best. So, he has to be out there a lot. Against Gallinari, he's going to be out there guarding him, but he's probably not really going to have to be out there too much to be putting the clamps. So I don't see too much upside as far as like GPP, but I think people are probably going to play him.
Yeah, they will because he's so cheap. Plus, he's not really a scorer. I mean, if you look, 8-7-1, 8-6-2, so he doesn't have upside. I'll just tell you that right now. So I'm expecting around 23 for him, 20, 24 tonight, but I'll stay away from it. I don't really need that.
Is Carroll ever a guy that you've been excited to play?
Never have, never will be.
He's just there.
You're right. Then don't really care for those small forwards. All right, power forward. Who we got here? Who you liking?
So this is like musical chairs over here in Denver.
Right.
Who's going to be stepping up?
Yeah, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Jokic, Fareed, or is it going to be Nurkic? It's not the best place for them. I mean, they are facing Toronto, a pretty good interior defense. But I think if Denver is going to have any shot in this game, they're going to have to score with their big men, because they're not going to do anything against DeRozan or Lowry. I'll just tell you that right now.
Right.
So they're going to have to score inside with Jokic and Nurkic and Fareed. So that's where they're going to live. And those three, who's going to go off? I don't know. Out of those three, who do you like the most? I mean, if you had to pick.
I think overall, with everything considered, price-wise, it really favors Nurkic.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
Jokic
th-
is just too much right now. 6,100. Nurkic is
yeah,
cheap.
I think you could play Jokic in GPP, but I don't really want to go there in cash. Same with Farid, especially. He's GPP only.
Yep.
There's no question there. Yeah, and then Yusuf, he's probably a cash.
He'll be popular.
Sometimes, yeah, he's really popular, so I don't think you can really play him in GPP as far as that game theory. But I mean, he also just might deliver the best value no matter what. So if
Yeah,
you
you might
can,
have to have him at GPP
yeah,
just because he's the best value. Yep.
yeah.
But
I
do
mean,
you
there's
like
also this other side too. Valanciunas. I mean, he's going to have to be out there for a while. I don't think I want to go there in cash. I'm not really sure I would do it, but I think I do like him a lot in GPP.
Yeah, I don't mind Val at all. He's a very good interior uh, rebounder, as you see, 11 and 17. He can score his points too. And I mean, the only bad thing though, Nuggets are a lot better than they used to be against the center position. But you know, like I said, they're going to have to be Denver's going to have to be scoring a lot inside. Valanciunas is going to have to stay out there. He's going to be busy. So they don't have Biombo anymore. So Valanciunas is the main man down there. So he's going to have to stay out there.
Your boy Nogira, he's
Oh,
not here.
geez. Nope. And then you got Patterson, and so yeah, Valanciunas is definitely going to have to stay out there quite a
Deep,
bit.
deep, deep GPP. But I mean, you kind of skipped over him there. Siakam, you might have to see some extended run. I'm not too excited to play him, but maybe he gets 20 minutes on the court. Uh, Take it at really risk. I'm talking like free roll kind of play.
Yeah, I mean, there's this. Yeah, I mean, there's Patrick Patterson, obviously. The only good thing about him, he's kind of the same thing, though. I mean, he's not that good, but Patterson gets the minutes, so extra minutes, extra
Yeah, but I
opportunities.
think he's better for like
Yeah,
one of those kind of smaller lineup type of games. But they're gonna have to go big this game.
yep, there are. Um, well, I guess that's a little interesting, though. Darrell Arthur is going to be back, so that's gonna. Well, there you
Oh,
go.
see,
That's
that
gonna.
can really cut into all the
Oh
power
my goodness.
forwards.
Yep. So you got to worry about that too with Arthur. Going to play 15 minutes against Toronto. So
He's finally coming back.
there you go. Got to worry about that too. So
Yeah, it says
four.
he participated in the shoot around.
Yeah. So you got four big guys in Denver. So
Yeah,
yeah,
if he plays 15 minutes, that means there's
that's
only
gonna.
48 minutes to go around between four guys. So
Yep. So it's gonna somebody's gonna get affected by it. So all right, I think that mostly does that one. So our last game is Phoenix and LA. Don't know why it's 206 total. We've been looking at it all day, and Clippers by 11. So maybe some late news is going to come out. I mean, there's no reason that should be a 206 because in the past these guys are just offensive juggernauts. I mean, I know Phoenix played last night, but for the most part, they're pretty young guys. They should, be able to keep up with it. So, who you liking in this one?
um,
Everyone?
everyone really. I mean, we've talked about it. So we're kind of half expecting some kind of news to drop because
Yeah,
the line doesn't get put that low with
yeah.
these two kind of teams.
No. Yeah, last year I was looking and it was like 120 to 115, really high scoring game. So it's really weird that line is so low. So
Yeah, I mean, we don't talk about it so much as far as division wise, but I mean, the Pacific Division is just the offensive division out of every single one. I mean, they all have teams scoring way high up there in the rankings. Um, I don't get the line.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe something's gonna drop. Someone's gonna sit, but I mean, if nothing's gonna happen, maybe that's just what it is. I just don't know how. But you like CP3 and Eric Bledsoe, or just one or the other?
I mean, you might be able to play both, but I think overall I like Paul in the cash, but then I think Bledsoe more so for GPP.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's going up against Paul, pretty good defender, but Bledsoe is a very, very aggressive guard. He don't, he's all right going up to the center position, get knocked down. He's all right with that. He likes going to the line. So Bledsoe, very aggressive, and he's going to have to lead this Phoenix team because Phoenix really is not shooting that good. Booker's not doing much this year. Knight's not doing as much as he used to. It's just Bledsoe and Warren, so I really don't mind Bledsoe. Would you rather pick Bledsoe or Lowry?
Mm, this is tough. I think I would rather go Bledsoe.
Yeah, me too. Just because it's as we keep saying, West Coast going to be a high-paced game. Bledsoe's, he's going to have to be part of that offense, and maybe who knows? Maybe Toronto for some reason blows out Denver, and maybe Lowry just takes the back seat like he usually does. Maybe eats a hamburger or something. Who knows? But yeah, definitely like Eric Bledsoe over Lowry for me. And then shooting guard, you got Booker, you got Knight, Crawford, Redick. Who you like there?
Sorry, man, I kind of got hung up real quick. One thing I wanted to touch on. I mean, I guess maybe Bledsoe's the one who's at risk of being sat tonight.
Yeah, maybe. If not, I mean, if he is, then Brandon Knight is a huge go for me.
Yeah.
But
I'm just thinking because of that injury that he had, last year, it was pretty bad.
Well, the
they might not want to overwork him too early,
Well, yeah, and the other thing I was telling you earlier was Booker was a little banged up too. Went to the locker room halftime against Golden State because he had a little ankle injury, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something's gonna drop. We just don't know. We're expecting something to happen. So, do you like any of these guys or no for shooting guard?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep Brandon Knight in the back of my
keep him there.
In the back of my mind on that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if he's out Knight, he's going to be put in there. So, I mean, the other thing, like you said, Eric Bledsoe, if he sits, it's not like it's going to hurt him. They have enough shooting guards and point guards, so they might do that. So, I'm not too high on Booker here. If Bledsoe's out, definitely don't mind Knight. Do you like Crawford or Redick?
I think more so Redick out of the two, but for me, it's GPP only, and I really don't even like it that much. I think I kind of want to stick with probably paying up for shooting guard unless we get some kind of news that drops.
Yeah, that's how I'm going. Don't really like messing with those cheap shooting guards. And then obviously Warren, you're gonna have to put him in there. He's gonna be chalk. Just play him. Don't care for Tucker. Don't care for Maya Mute. So those small forwards are terrible. Power forward, obviously Blake Griffin. Please, Jared Dudley. Please sit, Jared Dudley. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely. That would help out a lot more.
Oh man, I really hope he sits. So that's all I can say there. I mean, he's old. Maybe he sits. Who knows? But yeah, Griffin. Yeah. What can you say about Griffin? I think he will just manhandle Phoenix.
He might be the highest owned player on the slate.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jordan, game time decision, looks like he's gonna play. Unfortunately, wish he didn't play. Then you can put in Mo Buckets, but Jordan looks like he's gonna play. Do you like and then that usually cancels out Lynn or Chandler because Jordan's such a good defensive player. So that's kind of where I'm going there. I mean, if Jordan was out, maybe go Chandler, but
Yeah, we could have had the perfect storm brew, and we could have had Jordan sit and get it announced that Chandler is going to rest, and well, then we put in Len, but no, that's not going to happen.
Hey, who knows? You still got 3.5 hours or so we'll see. I mean, they don't start until 10:30 Eastern time, so their lineups probably won't be out by the time lock starts. So that's the only bad thing. So hopefully there's news that drops before that. So alrighty, well, I guess if you want, you can just do your lineup. If you want to put one out there, or we can do a cash lineup, and then if you want, you can do a GPP, or we can just do one lineup. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I think we can kind of just work on one lineup right now, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really small slate.
It is. So already, who we like in here for cash wise? Jeremy Lin for sure.
Yeah, I think you have to put in Lin here.
All right, who else we like here?
I think you got to go Paul, man. I don't know, but
he's cash.
Yeah, we'll have to try to force him in. I mean, we're gonna spend up in a couple places here, so.
And then DeRozan and Wade.
Yeah.
Small forward, I don't know where you're gonna go there. You can't get Butler in there, so where would you go there? Warren, obviously.
We kind of talked down on the matchup. We kind of skipped over some guys, but you might be able to play Rudy Gay here. I don't really mind him against Bazemore.
Yeah, and the other thing, he won't. I don't think he'll be too popular. I don't think he's going to get 41. I think he'll probably be, kind of against San Antonio, probably around 31 to 33, but still cash game safe right there.
I think in cash, you're going to see a heavy Jimmy Butler in there. And then,
Yep.
If you go a little cheaper, nice pivot, you probably end up with about the same, if not more.
Yep. Alrighty, so we only got 55 each. Don't think you can get Griffin in there. No, I think that's almost impossible. Unless we take out... Would you want to go take out Lynn and go to Lawson? I don't know. Not sure if I like that or not.
I think you might be able to do it, but I really wouldn't like to go that route. But
let's just do that for this lineup, even though we probably won't do it at the final. But let's just do it, try to get some extra salary in there, just to kind of show you guys what we're looking at. Oh man, it gets hard, man, when you're trying to get some of those big guys in there, and then you only got 38. So I don't know where to go there. Let's just put in. I have no idea. Let's just put in Patterson just for the heck of it, even though we don't really care for him. But Paul, Lawson, DeRozan, Wade, Warren, Gay, Griffin, Patterson, Nurkic. It's kind of a GPP. It's not really 50-50, but as usual, we're definitely going to work it out and see what we got going. Looks like some news is dropping right now, so exactly what we expected to happen. So definitely got to keep up on that news. That's the most important thing on NBA. So yeah, I think that mostly does that. I know it was only a 4-game slate, but hopefully you guys learned some stuff. And if you did, leave us a like. We appreciate it. If you have not subscribed yet, hit that button for more NBA videos. And if you guys are struggling on if you guys are struggling on NBA lineups, definitely hit us up for premium lineups. You will get 4 lineups per day. So we will have our email in the comment section. Just message us, and we'll get you all set up there. So anything else, or is that mostly it for today?
I think that pretty much covers it.
So, alrighty, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope all you guys have a good, happy Halloween. Be safe out there, and we'll all see you guys tomorrow.